Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Always remember, mind your mind is the source of your success. Speaking about minding your mind, today I'm going to teach you 3 exercises that you can do to hack your brain's abundance code. In other words, to bring more abundance into your life, to train your brain to give you what you want. Abundance in the form, remember, abundance comes in money, health, anything you want. Yes, even the lottery. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to show you 3 methods that you can do right now, exercises. All right, so to begin, this is all about filtering and expanding your reality in. That's the key point to all this. So we're going to work on what's called your mirror neurons. So what are mirror neurons? Mirror neurons were discovered in the 1990s, and they're basically what they sound like, mirror neurons. Let me give an example what a mirror neuron is, so you can get it easier. So you ever see the little babies, right? So if you see a little baby, and if you smile at the baby and you wave at the baby smiles back and waves back at you. That's an example of mirror neurons. Or to get more technical, let's say you're in a room and you have some peanuts, you crack the peanuts to eat it, and the light is dark, and then you hear someone else just crack the peanut. Your mirror neurons puts images to believe that you did that. In other words, if you do something, okay, let's say you physically do something, mirror neurons is if you see someone else doing the same thing as you, your brain believes that you've already done it. Now, that's very, very powerful. Listen to what that's just saying. It's basically saying, even if you haven't done it, but if you see someone doing it, the mirror neurons will fire off as if you've done it. Okay? That's important because that's how we're going to lead to this exercise. So what's so important? So if my brain sees someone do it and I haven't do it, okay, these mirror neurons fire off. How's that going to get me abundance? How's that going to help my life? Well, it comes down to how your brain functions in reality, right? Your retina is connected to your brain. That means our eyes connected to our brains. So the brain is always the first line of information. So remember, in the brain now, guys, the subconscious, right? In the brain, reality or fiction is all the same to your brain. So this is important because if the brain sees something being done by someone else and you want to do it, those mirror neurons fire off and tell the subconscious mind that we have done this. If you keep doing that or following that, the subconscious mind takes that as a new program, and then you will actually do it or have it. Now you get it? That's very, very groundbreaking, right? So let's get into expanding the brain now to give you the exercises to build your mirror neurons. Remember now, the key point of all of this is, guys, is we're training the mind to what? Filter in new reality, new beliefs, new things, so you can subconscious go manifest it. So this is for abundance, so keep in mind abundance stuff. So let's go into it. All right, so step number 1 is be careful what you watch. All right, so here's what you got to start to do. If you want to create abundance mindset, whether anything in money, anything, social media is out there, millions and billions of information for you out there to get what you want, to do this, do that. So what you have to start to do now, you have to start to watch programs that are in line with what you want. For example, if you want to be a successful, let's say, realtor, watch someone who's a successful realtor. You want to win the lottery, watch someone who's won the lottery. You want to find love, watch someone who has demonstrated their find love, their soulmate. All of that information is out there. Because what happens is, when you surround yourself now with doing that, those mirror neurons fire off and they think you've done it. And if you keep watching programs like that, you're going to start to convince now your subconscious mind, hey, I've actually done this. And this is where the magic happens now, because this is where the universe starts to open the ways for these events to occur in your life. You'll start finding your perfect soulmate. You'll start making more money. You start having more health and success. So that's step number one. That exercises from now on. Watch. Be careful what you watch. Watch only things that are resonating in what you want to accomplish. Okay? That's step number one. The exercise you can do. So what I would do is every day when you get up, or when you're going to watch something on YouTube or anything, watch things that you want to accomplish. Someone's done it before, so watch them, and then just get your mirror neurons program. Okay? That's going to start to convince you that you can. Opportunities will come in. All right. Step number 2 leads me to the next point. Seeing is believing. All right. That's the next step. Seeing is believing. So what you want to start to do, if you want to be abundant and have an abundance mindset, you have to go surround yourself where there is abundance. For example, physically start to go different places. You can do it with social media, but it's more powerful if you can physically go. For example, make it a point at least a couple times a week to go to that affluent part of town. Make it a point to go into nature, the park. Here's something you gotta understand. The mind sees abundance a lot different than our lower self, our ego. You see, like for example, a park. If you go to a park and you see the amount of water, the amount of grass, the amount of trees, the leaves, that does something to your brain. It's telling your brain that there is enough abundance. People don't know that one. They just say, oh, it's a park. But abundance is, to your brain, abundance is more and more, lots and lots. So when you look around and all the grass and how plethora and the animals, that's abundance. If you go into that fancy side of town, you walk into the store, you look at those dresses, those shoes, the cars, the coffee shop, that's abundance. You go into that apartment, that condo, that high rise, look at all that beautiful stuff. Seeing is believing. Now your brain sees that, it thinks that you can't do that. Look, I'm going to tell you a story. And this was a student I had three or 4 years ago. And she did this very thing, and I told her. She wanted to live into this beautiful big high rise. And she would, walk past it. And at that time, guys, she was homeless. Meaning that where she lived, there was some catastrophe and she was in a shelter for a while. And she was working. You know what she did? Every day, she would come from work, and her co-workers would ask her where she lived, and she would tell her co-workers to drop me off at that big luxurious building. She didn't live there. But every day they would drop her off there as if she lived there. Her address, she told the address, it was at that building. So even when she had mail or anything, it would be, hey, if you're going to mail anything, mail it to that. But she was in a shelter. And every day when she left work, instead of going to the shelter first, she went to the building, even she didn't live there. And she did this for about 4 months. Do you know what happened? She got the place. She lived there. Something happened where a business came in. I think there was a grant. Someone gave her a grant. There was a lot of money, and she was able to buy a condo in that. What happened here? Mirror neurons. The mind doesn't know the difference. When people would drop her off at work, okay? Drop her home. They would drop her home, and then she would wait till they leave, and then she would walk back to the shelter. See, it convinced. Seeing is believing. She believed it herself, even though she didn't. That's an example of mirror neurons working. And within a couple, 4 or 5 months, she got the place, man. So that's what I'm talking about. That's how powerful your mind is and everything, okay? So seeing is believing. Step number 3 to train your brain for abundance now is, again, we're going to do some visualizing. So this is something you can do daily. So what you want to start to do is, I call this superimpose. So when you're going outside or anywhere you're walking to, you want to superimpose abundance into your real 3D world. For example, if you are walking on the ground Why don't you, when you look at the ground and turn the ground into gold, into money, into diamond, anything that symbolizes abundance. The key here is to remember. Now, listen, this one, your lower self is going to eat you up for this one. So be prepared. Your ego is going to give you a lot of heck for this, because it's going to say, what the hell are you doing? There's not gold on the street. You have to keep going at, because your lower self is analytical and critical thinking. The higher mind or the subconscious mind doesn't do any of that. But let me show what happens. So if every day you walk out, if you go in, your door is gold, your car is diamond, when you look up in the sky, the clouds are money, the rain is money. What else? The grass is money. The trees are, I don't care what, Louis Vuitton bags, the leaves, shoes. Look, this is deep here. You start to do that. You're firing in your brain, synaptically pruning. Those mirror neurons now are seeing your world as this abundance. The key here is to remember, the mind, the subconscious, which does the creating, isn't like your ego mind. It's not gonna. It doesn't think like and say, "What the heck is this?" It actually believes that stuff. If you keep doing that over and over and over, guess what's gonna happen? One day, all those things will start to present opportunities for you to have it. So there they go. Those are the 3 steps that you can start doing right now, right? Be careful what you watch. Only watch things that make you abundance, okay? Step number 2, go to physical places, see it, put yourself in it. Parks where abundance is. Step number 3, visualize, put things, superimpose these things, and you do them consistently every day. It's going to expand your mind. So look, here's how it works. So everyone has a level of what we call reality filter. So reality filters like this. Okay, you keep doing this now. Look, reality filter expands. Wow! The more you can expand your reality filter, the more you get the stuff coming in. A lot of people, I would say about 90% of individuals, their reality filter is like this. See that? You start to do this, your reality, you take yourself out and become that 1% now, or that 5%ers. That's just how it works. There's abundance everywhere. It's just filter. Some of it just locked off because your mind doesn't see it. So there you have it. Those are the hacks to hack your brain for the abundance code. Thanks, guys.